Alrighty. In this one, I want to talk to you about something that I don't think many people talk about these days. And, coming from a place of, I want to just make sure and clear that we are on the same page from the get-go. That is one of those, it's not one of those scripted videos where I sit down with a prepared structure of the video itself. I just want to speak from my heart. I want to actually express the thoughts that have been circling around my head for the last 6 to 12 months-ish. So before we dive into what I actually want to talk about, let me give you a short backstory, a really short one. I'm a guy, I'm coming from a really small place called Estonia, and we even smaller town in this small country. We only have 1.4 million people. I was growing for the most part, on the streets, having quite a few fights, to say the least. I was just somehow growing up in all of that environment, still getting good grades and stuff like that. Finished high school over there, moved to the capital, Tallinn, went to the university. Then around the second to third year mark, I went to the military, served my time, 11 months. As men supposed to in Estonia here. Right after that, or it's better to say the last couple of months of my service, I realized that I don't want to go inside the traditional path of just finding some job or getting the degree and just going the path of becoming a lawyer, whatever. I just deep down knew already then that it's not the thing that I actually wanted to. But at the same time, I had no fucking clue what was it that I actually wanted to do. So I started digging online and looking for different ways. And it's not going to be a video where I fucking tell you to buy a course at the end, right? It's not going to be one of those. So I was sitting there. I was just trying to fucking understand what is there available on the market right now. What is there that I can actually try for myself? Is there anything that I can do to just explore some ways of making money? Because I knew that people were making money online. I knew that not everything was a scam. There was a lot of scams out there, but not everything was a scam. So I got into this thing called affiliate marketing, and I spent the next 5 to 6 years in this field, in the online marketing space. I've made good money, I've coached other people. So I was selling other people's products and getting commissions in return. Was making really solid money with that. We're talking high ticket sales, $1,000 plus per sale as in commissions. Then I started working with other people, especially around the organic marketing side of things, DMing, how to structure the conversations, content, offers, landing pages, emails, whatnot, all sorts of different things. And that was cool. That was driving me forward. That was the thing that I wanted to do. My goal from the get-go was to get to a place of making 10 G's a month. In some years, I got to a place, so now we're talking, 6 to 12 months. It's not that I got to this place, but that's when it hit me. Over the last couple of years, I've been consistently getting good money from different things that I was doing. In parallel, I was also, helping build the sales side of things, the commercial side of things in the food supplement business here in Estonia, selling worldwide, doing different bits. So I was getting paid fairly from different things. So I obviously, to me, achieved the goal that I set for myself, right? And now we're getting closer to the point of what's the matter of it? Why it is so important for me to talk about it? Why I said that not many people talk about it is the fact that you get to this place of making the money. And I'm not going to talk about the fact that the money is not fucking important, because it absolutely is. What I'm going to talk about is the fact that you get to a place using a specific vehicle, which in my case was the affiliate marketing, online marketing, working with people, helping other people, and you tie your identity, you ground your identity into the thing that you are doing. So the business that I was building became my identity. So I started identifying myself as an online marketer. And some people say there's nothing wrong with that. All the cool stuff came from it, etc., which is partly correct. But in the same way, I think it's fair to say that at some point I just lost myself. I just stopped understanding what is it specifically that's standing in front of me. What is next? What is it that I actually want to conquer? What is the conquest for me? What is the next quest? What is there that I actually want to achieve? It has nothing to do with the external factors. It has nothing to do with the business itself. There's a shit ton of internal work that needs to happen before you actually unlock the next level. And by the way, I'm not saying that I'm 100% there. But what I realized is every second, every minute, every day, every week, every month you spend just being in this loop of thinking that you cannot get out of this, rabbit hole, the deeper the hole. So you spend more time, you spend more energy, and your days just start fucking flying by because you are so occupied with this one idea, one thought, one question. What is there that I actually want to do? What is the game for me? What do I want to spend the next 10 to 20 years doing? And that's a heavy fucking challenge to tackle, especially being in a rut. You cannot just think your way to the next thing. I know it's been said many times, but before you actually get to this place, it is impossible for you to grasp it. It is impossible for you to understand it. So this one specifically is for those who are experiencing this state of being lost, just not knowing what to do, just not knowing like people say, if you don't know what to do, just make the next step, do what's in front of you. But what if you don't actually fucking know what's in front of you? Yeah, there are many different things that you're doing on a daily basis. Every single day you wake up, you do something, right? Does that mean that you should just continue doing the same stuff expecting a different outcome? It is so easy to fucking misinterpret this thing and just continue doing the same stuff that brought you the results in the past and just sit there and still feel the void and have to wake up to this feeling of being somewhat fucked up in your mind. You cannot understand what's happening with you. So you start digging inside, you go internal. What I did personally, I started looking into spirituality, into different things, analyzing my previous experiences, the choices, the decisions that I've made, what got me to this place right now, right? So there's a lot of deep reflection, high questions, absolutely impossible at times answers. So you cannot find the answer to the question. It is fucking unbearable. You go to sleep, you feel absolutely terrible. You wake up in the morning, on the surface, mind you, on the surface, everything is fine. You're not some fucked up human being. I'm talking about myself, right? I have a pretty fucking strict routine and I have specific constraints that I've built over time to be able to create this life, to sustain it, and to actually progress forward. So I'm talking about consistent workouts over more than a decade right now. The routine is really straight. You wake up in the morning, you have your clothes prepared the night before. Everything is ready to go. So I walk out of bedroom. I don't want to wake anyone in the home up. My wife is asleep, child is asleep. I walk out of the room, everything is set. I have the clothes, the gym clothes most of the time, brush my teeth, do the morning routine, take the supplements, get my shit, but the bag is packed. I go out the door in about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm on a drive to the gym, have a workout finished, head to get started with the working there for the most part of the day, dealing with different clients, different situations in the online business, plus the supplement business as well, where I'm like running the show for the commercial side, exporting to different countries. You're constantly switching between the languages. You're constantly overcoming different challenges and working on the sometimes what seems and looks like an impossible fucking situation to solve. You find a way to unlock the path forward. And that's kind of what I call the professional problem solver. So you don't sit there and kind of dwell and complain and put the shame on other people and blame other people and circumstances for the shit that already happened. You find a way forward. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about some bitch ass, absolute like monkey piece of crack that is waking up in the morning and doing nothing, just scrolling TikTok and just watching some nonsense. Following the news and political fucking shit all the time, just getting more and more brain rot. That's not what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about the really high functioning human being. It's not that I want to put myself above someone else, but that's just the reality. I have to, like at times I don't give myself enough pride, and I'm not like acknowledging the shit that I'm actually doing on a daily basis. And yet I found myself in a position where I felt completely lost. I didn't know what to do and what was the next step for me to actually get to the other side. So we're talking, conquering one mountain, which was highly built around finances and getting, finances in check. To some extent, I got to this place where I got some finances in place, And then when you get to the top of the mountain, unfortunately or fortunately, it's just the reality of it, you go down the hill. And then you get to this valley, you have to be there. And that's the most important thing that I was avoiding for the longest period of time. I started looking for the next thing. So I was forcing reality. I was forcing new stuff to appear, which was impossible to do. And it didn't happen. All the time that I spent, and it's months, forcing the new reality, avoiding the situation or the circumstances that I got myself into, created more time and more misunderstanding, more anxiety, more stress, and all the absolutely insane thoughts. I started exploring some absolutely crazy business ideas with people. I put some money on the table, did some research, spent like days and weeks researching some blue collar businesses, boring stuff to start. Because I was just desperately looking for something. I was trying to force the reality that wasn't ready to actually, happen. So I had to once again stop myself. I had to stop myself and once again ask myself questions. What is it truly like? One of the questions is, if you had 100 M in your bank account, what would you do? I mean, that's a good question on the surface. But when you dig deeper, the honest answer is I would spend my time helping people develop the capability. Because I see so much nonsense that is just the fancy marketing and the flashy fucking stuff that has nothing to do with the reality. And once you truly understand the core of capability, like in its essence, what it comes down to is not doing a lot of different things. It is having a really specific set of things that you're doing over time consistently, so that it becomes part of your life. Not only a habit, it becomes part of your life. You can even say it becomes part of your identity. So working out in some shape or form, tracking what you're putting inside your mouth, how you're treating your brain, and just how you make decisions and how you operate overall as a human being is what I'm talking about. The same example that I made with prepping your stuff the night before. save you so much fucking mental capacity and mental space, energy. You're not losing your focus. And you don't even have any thoughts of going to fucking Instagram and scrolling reels in the morning. You have a really specific set of actions that you're doing. I really like this idea of like having a set routine. And that's why when at first I thought that I wanted to have more freedom, I think I was lying to myself. Because I've intentionally created quite a few constraints and boundaries in my life that got me to a place where I got. And I'm talking the good stuff. And then coming back to this not knowing what to do next, what to explore, from exploring different boring businesses to like looking at the online space and seeing so many of the same stuff and not wanting to get in a place where I create another course, where I record a training program talking about the ways to get into the online marketing and how to fucking pack your offer. That's what I had a hard time disconnecting myself from. I thought that that's exactly what I needed to do. Because I know how to do that. I know how to package information into an offer. But that's the difficulty. At this point right now, I think I've just quite simply outgrown that. Maybe that's my false belief. But for the most part, inside of me, it's just not creating this fire, and willingness to go and dig into this space again. I'm not saying that creating courses and like trainings and programs is something bad. Obviously not. There are many good things on the market, and there are good people, actually fucking good people doing it. It's just in a place where I'm at right now, I don't think it's the right thing to do. And also, the problem that I had with media overall is I have this thing inside of me that I don't want to be just a talking head, trying to build a fucking audience just for the sake of building an audience. So I had this idea of, if I create something, that it needs to be the documentation of the building of something. So there needs to be a thing that I'm building, and media, the content side and all of it just comes from the documentation. So you can imagine a cameraman, like a guy with a fucking camera, standing right next to me, documenting parts of my life and how I operate, how I build stuff, how I work out, talk there, document some parts of the training, share some pieces of advice, thoughts, whatever you call it, on camera. Then the building part, the client work. That's how I'd want to operate. That's the idea of what the actual fucking content is. It's not about just sitting there and preaching and telling people what to do. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to be a fucking teacher. I've done that enough. I don't want to teach people and tell them what to do. I can talk about my own personal experience, the shit that I've personally done, and that's what I'm doing right now. But this idea of preaching and telling people what to do has just become less and less attractive to me. Maybe it is because I'm in this place right now, but maybe not. So the reason I'm recording this one today, right? First of all, is to let myself express what I have in mind. That's the first selfish reason, to be frank. Maybe there's someone on the other side who actually needs to hear something like that and to just understand that they are not fucked up. That's the realization that I had. You're not fucked up. There's nothing fucking wrong with you. If you've decided, or if you just started feeling that something that brought you the results in the past stopped serving you, at some point you will need to face it. At some point you will need to fucking accept and admit the fact that this thing is not longer serving you and to let go. The longer you force new set of, the longer you force the new game, if you are in a position when you feel lost, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to progress or how to even like find the next step, that's the most fucked up thing. You don't know what the next step is. And mind you, once again, for the most part, on the surface level, if you don't want to go deeper and you want to just leave it at that, your life is probably fine. You're operating just normally. You're doing the stuff you're supposed to do. We're not talking about the clinical depression here. We're not talking about someone laying in bed and physically not being able to stand up and go to the fucking toilet or the fridge and get some fucking water or food. That's not what we're talking about. The internal compass is so messed up that you cannot identify what is actually true or false. It can be the quarter life crisis. Next year, I'm gonna be 30. It can be that. I've dig into that as well. It can be the thing where you lose the meaning of life. You don't fucking understand what is this shit for? You're doing some stuff, you're progressing, and you lose the fucking track and you lose the understanding of why you're doing this stuff. Maybe I've got to this place too early. Maybe not. Who's there to judge? We all have different timelines. But the point is, once you go so deep into trying to solve this thing, into trying to understand yourself, like truly, actually, without lying and bullshitting, we've done that enough. You realize that at the end of the day, none of this shit matters. You are the only one who creates some meaning in your own life, which is a really fucking basic core principle, concept, whatever you call it. And at the end of the day, once again, a really fucking basic idea. But the only fucking way that I found after all of this time of doing proactive work, or at least that's what I thought that I was doing, reading books, speaking with people, watching some podcasts of smart people talking about different topics related to, meaning of life, purpose, achieving goals, and then not knowing what to do next, is that you will have to... It's so fucking funny that I'm saying it, because that's exactly what I'm doing with this video, I think. That's exactly the thing that I'm doing with this video, but you will have to find something to do. Maybe that's a stupid idea. Maybe that's a stupid thing for me to say, but that's the reality. And what's interesting is, I think this period, the specific period of operating well on the surface, doing the things that are actually, helping me grow both financially and mentally, and also physically, doing all the right stuff on the surface, and being so desperate and forcing the new set of rules, the new game into your life. What it taught me is the thing that matters a lot is you have to drop the mask. You have to stop pretending that you are some godlike figure, that you have all the fucking answers in the world. Because for the longest period of time, I think that's what I thought. I think that's what I thought I was. Not that I was like God, not at all. But you get this absolutely false understanding of reality where you think that you understand the game to a T. You understand every fucking rule of the game. But that's just not correct. And you put on different masks. You try to serve people in different ways just to make them fucking like you. Even though I thought, and I actually believe it to a large extent, that I don't really deeply care about other people's opinions, but to some level, I think I do. And we all do, and that's fine. And we don't need to get it twisted and try to make ourselves believe that we don't. But it is also important to not let other people dictate what is it that you do with your life. It's a completely fucking different game. You can and should care about some people's opinions, but never let anyone actually tell you what to do with your life and how to tackle your shit. But being open enough, being brave enough, and honest enough with yourself and others, if you decide to do so, and sharing your experiences, whatever they are, the good, the bad, the ugly, is actually what puts you in a category of one. You, on the other side, you cannot duplicate my life. And I cannot do that with yours. And that's the uniqueness. That's the thing that creates the unique challenge of self-exploration and digging deeper and uncovering new layers of your personality. And the more you spend time with yourself, and I'm talking silence, I'm talking putting away the bullshit that I'm recording this stuff on, the iPhones, the fucking Androids, Samsungs, whatever's. The shit that is constantly distracting you from spending time with yourself. And the more you spend time with yourself, the more you start liking yourself if you do it correctly. If you don't try to hide away from the questions, and you actually, and you actually do the hard work on working on the answers, you will start liking yourself more. And through that comes a bit of clarity. I'm not saying that you will find all the answers and you will know exactly what to do next, but at least you will stop lying to yourself and you will admit the fact that the things that were serving a specific purpose stopped serving the purpose at this moment. You have to fucking press the brakes. Otherwise, you will just keep on spinning the wheels and you will constantly, repeatedly ask the same question. Why do I feel this way? Everything is fine on the surface. People fucking like me. Some people respect me. I have some fucking status. Whatever the thing is, it is all the fucking attributes and accessories and all the bullshit that has nothing to do with the root cause, with something that actually matters. Who the fuck are you as a person? What is it that you actually want? Do you want the money? Okay, but do you just want the money, or you want the money that comes from the work that is actually meaningful to you? If that's the case, then what is actually meaningful to you? These are the things, and it's impossible for me to sit here and just give all the answers away, because it is hours and hours and fucking hours of work that you have to do on yourself. And the reason why I'm so emotional, like speaking and expressing and all fucking waving me with my hands and throwing my hands around and going up and down in frequency and sometimes slowing down and going slower and going fucking much faster, is because once the idea kicks in and once I start thinking about something, it naturally just sparks the energy to flow. And I think that's one of the things that I I basically like removed myself, unplugged myself from all the socials. Occasional short reels from the gym here and there, but nothing major. No fucking, oh no, now I'm coming back. Now I'm coming back, I'm starting over. I don't want this shit to happen. I don't want to fucking start back. I don't want to start over or get back to something. What I'm doing is honestly talking about what's happening at the moment, right? When you're doing the shit that you're supposed to do and you thought that it's gonna get you to a place you wanted to get, and you got to this place, and then you understand that this is not the thing that you want to continue doing, what is it you do next? Do you go and force the new reality? Do you just push the brakes to the extent of doing nothing? Or you start the internal work? The solution that I found for myself is to start fucking digging within, working on myself, discovering different things that I was lying to myself about, right? And start becoming more and more honest. And that's, I think, the next level. That's where you stop forcing the new business, the next game. And you understand that until you've solved the puzzle, which is called yourself, there's no point in looking for different endeavors and new conquests. Because you'll just force yourself, you will desperately try to just grab something because it's so uncomfortable being with yourself. And if you do that, and I've done that in the past, which is what I figured out by spending enough time with myself, you will find yourself in exactly the same position. It's just going to be harder and harder and harder to get out of it. So we'll have to do even more work, and it will be even more painful for you to overcome the challenges if you spend the next 5 years trying to avoid the work that you have to do on you. And that's the fucking lesson. That's the fucking thing. Out.